Good morning, everyone. How are you? I am doing excellent, and I hope you all are also doing excellent. Um, well, I'm gonna do a teaching. It's going with our self love movement, our healthy mastering healthy self love right movement that we are currently in and will be in for the rest of our lives. Right. That's the whole point of this. These are not for right now tactics. These are lifelong habits to keep yourself cool, calm, and collected. Right. Keep yourself looking beautiful. Keep yourself full of happiness and joy. Right. Why not? That's the point of being beautiful, being pretty, feeling exquisite inside. Right. When you don't feel good inside, it don't matter what you're looking like outside. That's just a shell. It's all about what's going on inside. That's what makes you healthy. That's what keeps you sane, right? Your insides are garbage and your outside looks beautiful. Trust me, your body's going to break down and you're going to end up having to put more paint on your face, buy more color for your hair, right? Buy more hair, right? Get, some stuff lifted, the Botox and all of that. So trust me, it's your insides that matter more than your outsides. Because them outsides, all you're going to do is add more and more cosmetic stuff to it to cover up what your insides is actually going through. And your insides always show on your outside at some point, right? So we are dealing with the emotional self, the heart. Yes, we are. We are on an inner peace journey right now. This entire thing is an inner peace journey, right? Because that's what we want ultimately, right? We want inner peace, right? Because what have we been in? A bunch of turmoil. So right now we're dealing with inner peace, right? Getting there and staying there. Yes, there are things that are going to come in and interrupt you, but they should be temporary. Nothing should be for months and years, right? So the things that come in that do interrupt your peace should be very temporary, right? Give it a day or so, up to 7 days. Like, what is it that's going on that has to interrupt your inner peace? Nah, right? I give myself maybe 2 to 3 days, depending on what it is and who it is. But to let someone interrupt your inner peace and stay with your inner peace interrupted, no. Because around you, your atmosphere is not always going to be peaceful. Maybe sitting here chilling, next thing somebody sitting outside blasting some music, right? So the peace around you, your outer peace, will always be disrupted, but your inner peace, no. Give yourself 1 to 3 days, depending on who the person is, right? Depending on your intimacy level with that person, right? If it's a good friend, give yourself 1 day. A husband, you got to give yourself up to 3 days. Wife, up to 3 days. A child, 2 days. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends. Mother, 1 to 2 days. Maybe 3. Like I said, depending on what the situation is. But no one should get more than 3 days. Not even your mate, right? Your inner peace? Because when your inner peace is what? Messed up. That's when you start acting a total fool, right? So you are acting just like them, right? Acting like a damn gladiator, right? You start acting like a gladiator when your inner peace is disrupted. So when you start wanting to bite at everything and fight everything, understand your inner peace is disrupted and it needs to be recalibrated, right? You need to recalibrate what's going on around you, and then your inner peace can be reinstated, right? So this inner peace journey is where we're going right now. And self-nourishment, right? Self-nourishment. Absolutely. That's what you've been doing this entire time. Nourishing yourself, right? The self-care thing. The self-love, right? Self-care, self-improvement, self-protection. I believe that's what it was. Self-something. Not protection. Anyway, all the 3 selves. I always forget one thing, right? But all of that is for self-nourishment. So we've been nourishing ourselves this entire time. Since day one, we've been nourishing ourselves. So as long as you're nourishing yourself, it will be genuine and long-lasting results. The growth will be genuine and it will be long-lasting because you are nourishing yourself from day one. We are in our 3rd month, and you have shed off your phony self. You have shed off the self that you built to be around all kinds of different people. And you should be back to your core self, your original self. So if you are back to your original self, your core self, then the results are genuine and long lasting. You have grown, right? You have grown. Once you've gotten rid of that shell, that mask, that person you built just to deal with the world, your growth is what? Everlasting. So you got to get back to your true man. You are what? Keeping your word with yourself. Your word has not become bound with yourself because you return back to your original self, right? Right. And everything that comes at you now should just be for a moment. It, like I was saying, it should be for a moment. Nothing should stay in your life to interrupt your inner peace whatsoever. These are moments that come into your life for a temporary second, and they should never be repeated, revived, relived, nothing. There are people who come into your life who those relationships should never be revived and never be relived, because that's what you're going to do. Relive the same situation that you did when they were in your life in the first place. When you deal with a person and you get rid of them and you allow them to come back, trust me, they're bringing back the same situations that they brought the first time that you encountered them. So all you're going to be doing is rehydrating a dead situation, right? Rehydrating an old situation so that you can relive that situation, right? When we used to buy those box of potatoes, you added some water, some butter, and some salt, or some milk. You dehydrated potatoes. So you rehydrated a dehydrated situation. It was good, but and some of us learn how to master those potatoes and make them excellent. But when you got that real potato that grew in the ground, those are real potatoes, but you know, well, I think some form. Anywho, but when you got that actual vegetable potato in your hand, that whole vegetable potato, and you whipped it up the same way, oh my gosh, totally different flavor, totally different consistency, totally different. Just touched your heart, right? So those things are for a moment. It's not to stay there. So when you rehydrate something that was dehydrated, it had no luster. It's lackluster. So it has no luster. It's not exciting. It doesn't make you feel good. You're not shining. You're not feeling at your best. Then that's a situation where it's going to come back to crop up. That's what we're talking about. Stuff that comes back to you. This is what you do not rehydrate. You let it stay where it's at because they're going to bring the same thing back to you. You got to go through the same process to rehydrate this situation. You understand what I'm saying? Every time you want those potatoes in the box, you got to go through the same thing. Right. You got to go through the same process. Right. Right. So you're just rehydrating something that is that you've outgrown. Right. So if you learn how to make the other potatoes, right? So you're staying stuck in a situation where you don't need to be. And that situation, like I said, will be the exact same thing. You will relive the exact same dehydrated situation, right? That you departed from, right? Repeat on repeat, right? On repeat, right? So we were saying to be selfish with yourself. That hasn't changed. You have to be selfish with yourself, of course. There are a lot of forces out here that are going against anybody and anything that wants to better themselves. So part of self-care is what? Being selfish with yourself, selfish with your time, limiting yourself with anything that you do not actually have to be around, right? Or eliminating that altogether, right? So continue to be selfish with yourself. We should all be done hindering ourselves with the old belief system. We understand there's no benefits in continuing in an old cycle, because that's the whole thing. A cycle is always supposed to come to an end. It's not supposed to be continuous. Cycles are not continuous. They are for a time, boom, and then move on. Next, boom, move on. Right? So if you're in the same cycle, well, you're still the same person. You haven't done anything different. You just learned a different way of doing the same thing you were doing before, right? And just learned a different way of doing the same thing you were doing before. correct. I like to take notes. Before I learned shorthand, right, I was writing everything all the way out, right? So now, I just write shorthand, right? Exactly. So with that being stated, you are hindering yourself when you remain the same and you know something different, right? You are hindering yourself. So we are done with those old beliefs, old ideologies, right? Yes, we are. We're not stuck in that same place, because being stuck in that same place means what? We're not feeling joy. We're not feeling happiness. Being stuck takes away your joy, which it stops you from being happy. You can sit there and laugh at something or someone, but you're not happy, right? A lot of people could fake laugh, right? Doesn't mean they're happy at what's going on in the situation. So when your inner peace is gone, your inner joy is, inner peace is disturbed, your joy is gone, and your happiness is not there either. So we keep our inner peace to keep our joy, to have the ability to stay happy, right? And to find happiness in things, right? That's the whole point. You see a flower, I mean, dang, it's supposed to make you feel good, right? A beautiful, pretty flower, and it's your favorite color, it's supposed to make you feel good, right? You're not supposed to get mad because you see something pretty, right? You're supposed to enjoy it. Exactly. That's the whole point of seeing things that are beautiful and pretty, to enjoy them, not to get angry with that. Right? Do you get angry when you see beautiful flowers? If you do, please go get yourself checked out. Right. We're also in energy saver mode. We're not doing anything that is totally unnecessary, right? So at this current time, with our self-nourishment as well, we are in energy saver mode. We are not expending any energy that is unnecessary. We are not overextending ourselves to anyone or anything. If it's necessary, then we take care of it in the least amount of time as possible, and then we get back to what? Relaxing. Exactly. Because we're not taking on extra projects. We're doing what is necessary. So when you do what's necessary and you do it in the shortest amount of time possible, you got plenty of time to relax and chill, right? People who are continuously saying they don't have enough time because they're doing too much, they're too busy, they're too nosy, right? They love to stay busy, they love to stay nosy, they love to stay chaotic, they love to stay in a tumultuous lifestyle. And that's cool and grand, but a lot of us do not. So what do? We're energy savers. We do what? We do what we got to do in the shortest amount of time possible, and then we get back to where we was, chilling, relaxing, doing the things that we love to do, right? Do not allow yourself to get jaded at any point, right? And we're at the point to where we won't get jaded, right? That's a beautiful thing. We should not be getting jaded about anything, right? Because we released all that. We released that. We released the people. So there should be nothing coming around us to jade us. Exactly. So the jaded thing shouldn't happen to us any longer. Continuously burning off these leeches, right? Continuously keeping ourselves away from places where leeches may be is what keeps us from what? Picking up those behaviors that cause us to go on the defensive, sometimes the offensive, but always in the reactive, right? But as long as we keep ourselves away from those situations, we don't have to deal with becoming jaded, right? We don't have to deal with it. We always just stay away from the leeches, stay away from the places, right? Like I said, leeches will find a way to get at you. So you can't not deal with a leech at some point. They'll find a way. But you just continuously say, get away from me, right? You don't have to deal with nobody you don't want to. And I mean, it's people in your family. You do not have to deal with anybody you don't want to. People have to understand that. You don't have the right to push yourself upon me. You don't have the right to press me. I don't press you. Do not press me. I don't want to be bothered with you, right? And you have to respect that. You have to respect the fact that a person does not want to be bothered with you. That is their civil right to not be pressed by someone they don't want to deal with, right? And people's civil rights are seriously being violated since 2020, right? Since 2020, people's civil rights have seriously been violated by rioters, by the government, because they're allowing all this rioting and all this disarray, all this disorder, all this disrespect to take place. It's all over the TV. It's all over the TV. Everything I just said, all of that's all over the TV. All this disrespect, this disregard, this discontinuance, right? On all of that, right? All this stuff need to be discontinued, right? It's disrespectful. It is just so much garbage all over the TV, and it's the government and the rioters, right? They love it, so it's whatever. I don't concern myself with this government. This government is showing me that they're gonna rock out till they drop out, right? They're gonna rock out till they drop out. So that's just what it is here in America. I just deal with people who, right, understand that we're dealing with healthy self-love, right? So as long as you love yourself in a healthy manner, right, we're gonna get through these steps, right? The people who are rocking with me, of course, we're there, right? We're at the point to where we broke that old mold, right? Broke the old mold, and now, right, the new thing is shining through. Exactly. You know how they had those candies where you broke the chocolate part and it was something else on the inside, right? Well, that's what we're doing right now. We was something else on the inside. Ooh, we something else on the inside. Yes. Right, let me stop. But we are something else, right? That's the whole point. But you're not supposed to be conceited with being something else. Just something else is given to you. So another person can say, oh my goodness, that something is shining on that person. That person got something beautiful on that. What is up with that? And not even want it like, oh my God, I got to have that. Oh, I'm lusting. No, it's, oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. Like, what is on this person? Let me go ask. Right. Like, what's up with you? I couldn't help it. You just, it's something about you. You just so bright and bubbly, and and I've had people do that to me. They're like, I'm just feeling really good. And how are you today? Anything I can do to help you get all good and bubbly too, stuff like that. Right. That's the type of person I am. Right. If you look at me and you get excited off of my energy, then I'm about to get you excited even more of your own energy. I'm going to teach you how to get excited off your energy when I'm not around. Exactly. And that's what people need to learn to do. Get excited off yourself, but in a positive, healthy way, so that other people see you and want to get excited off of themselves as well. They want to know, what is that? Do she got a good man in her life? Did she just hit the lottery? Did she just get rid of a piece of crap, man? That type of thing. Right. Did she just find out she's pregnant? That type of thing. Right. So, this is where we all are striving to be. We don't want to be gladiators. Right. We don't. We want to be lovers. We want to be great humanitarians. We want to give to those who are less fortunate, so that there are no more less fortunate. And that was the whole point. If everybody was given, there wouldn't be less fortunate. Right. But, that's what it is. But like I said, and another, what was it? Delusion is the catalyst. Yeah, delusion is the catalyst right now. So we're not dealing with delusion. Right. We got rid of delusional people that were in our lives. We got rid of our own delusions and illusions. Right. And we have reprogrammed our minds, taking ourselves back to the basics, and we are just continuously on our own path, minding our own business, moving forward, right? Minding our own business, moving forward, getting our bodies healthy, our minds healthy, our hearts healthy, our souls healthy, right? And everything is just looking fabulous, right? Everyone is looking fabulous, and I am truly loving it and truly enjoying it. So I'm going to go ahead and end that there. Mastering healthy self-love, of course. Self-nourishment. We've been doing that since day one. Nourishing ourselves. Removing anything that's a negative driving force out of our life, so everything positive can fill those negative spaces, right? Let's see. Being selfish with ourselves to continue to care for ourselves healthily, right? Eating great. Sleeping great. Enjoying different types of musics now. Getting rid of all of that violent music and bringing ourselves back to some peaceful, sexy salsa, stuff like that. Depending on what I listen to all kinds of music, so, different types of cultures music, so, but, it's just sultry music that we've been listening to, a lot of instrumentals, right? Keeping ourselves away from, the violent movies, the violent music, just things, that are just not good for your eyesight, period, right? So, like I said, energy saver mode, not doing anything that's unnecessary. So, with that being stated, we're doing a damn thing. Yes, we are. We're moving along at a steady pace. That's what you're supposed to do. Continuously be moving steadily, right? We're not getting ahead of ourselves, and we're not staying stagnant. We're not looking backwards, slowing ourselves up, right? So, I am so excited for us all. I really am. It is almost summertime. Can you believe that? It is almost summertime. I'm so excited. The emotional self, the heart. As long as we get that healthy, our inner peace journey will be never completed. Because why? We're always supposed to stay healthy inside. And that is a journey that you will always have to back people, off of. Right? This is your lane. Your inner peace journey is forever. So you always have to protect your inner peace. You always have to back people up off of that lane. So that's not something that will ever be over. That's a journey like life. Life will never be over. Right? If you have everlasting life with God, it will never be over. So this journey, the inner peace journey, will never be over. So, or shall I say, as long as you're alive, your inner peace journey will never be over. For those, whatever. Right? Protect your inner peace. Keep your emotional self healthy that way. Your inner peace protected. Your emotional self, the heart, protected. All right. So you guys go ahead and have a great. What time is it? A great morning. I already had some burgers. I had pizza for breakfast. Right. Pizza and ginger ale for breakfast. Sure did. And some coffee. I'm going to go ahead and make some more coffee. Get comfortable. I don't know what I'm gonna do right now. We chilling. We got this nice little fiesta, for the weekend that we're doing. I don't know. Well, all right. I don't like the babble. Talk to you later.